Hello guys, this is Rodrigo Ferrari, Platini or Platinio from the YouTube channel. I'm here going to explain how the Noam Chomsky propaganda model works, but I'm going to apply it to something that I've never seen him apply to. He's sort of retired from making this kind of incendiary remark, but it does, I think, really apply to it. It's about how the media works. He said it in Manufacturing Consent like 20 years ago, and he was saying that how well there's many things being said there, but what really matters here is the what happens in the television, like the television program is like paid by the advertiser. It's determined by the advertising industry. The news shows and the everything, even the soap operas, they are influenced by the wishes of the advertisers because the public does not pay the bills. It really reminds me of free games. I'm sorry, I started to think, hey, free games, this actually applies to free games too. Free players are the food, not the player. They're the food of the paying customer. The paying customer pays to really destroy and feel great about himself, and he feeds on the non-paying player. But whatever. The point is, why there is so much revolutionary leftist propaganda nonsense in the TVs and in the internet, everywhere, especially for the rich, and written in a complicated way so only the rich can understand it anyway. And the propaganda model explains it perfectly. You wanna get propaganda, you wanna make content that will prime, will prep everything for the propaganda that comes after it. You know how the New York Times calls the propaganda and the advertiser? He calls it fill and content. The content is the propaganda. The fill is whatever comes between the propaganda and the other, one and another. So from the advertiser perspective, and he is the subject of of everything here. He's the one who's paying. He he sees, well, I wanna sell my stuff. I fill the screen with a bunch of bullshit, and then the guy is prepared to get the message that I'm going to send him, and then he's gonna buy my product, or he wants to increase the chances of this happening. And there's a very seriously overpowered way of doing it, which is the revolution talk of the rich. It really divided people so much that it served as the perfect mark for advertisers. You wanna you wanna guarantee your stuff is gonna sell for only the rich, or at least is going to attract all the rich, and is going to, you know, really drive away the poor people. This is something I think is crucial as well, of like rich people psychology. They never want to use the stuff that poor people like. What's the point of having a lot of money and wearing the same clothes, doing the same things that the poor people do? So rich people really care about what poor people do. They have to do something else. They have to separate themselves from the masses. So when you have a program that guarantees poor people hate this, there's not going to be a single poor guy here. He's going to throw up before he can watch 5 minutes. Rich people are already interested. It's already something that's more valuable to them. And I'm making fun of it, but I think it really there's a point here that it is the sort of talk that attracts the rich people and repels poor people at the same time is precisely the cathedral talk, the woke capital talk. It doesn't it doesn't make the skeptic mad enough in the rich classes. and in the middle rich classes. You know, he knows it's all bullshit, but he knows everything is, so he doesn't really care. And and in the poor classes, it kind of makes them mad because it's really they working so hard and they have to listen to this nonsense. It's insulting. So it drives them away. So when you're selling a product to someone who's performing this woke capital talk, this routine, you can guarantee that your product is being shown to the rich people, mainly to the rich people, which is something that they might value. Maybe they don't even want poor people to know about their product. It reminds me of I don't recall what was the, maybe Abercrombie. I'm not sure. Somebody was about like, I'm not gonna make fat people clothes. I don't want my clothes being used. One big producer of clothing, he made it so that there is no clothes for super fat people because it drives the price down of the clothing. They want only beautiful people using the clothes. So and this is the same logic. The logic is that the rich guys, the best, they are specifically precisely attracted to that which repels the bad people, the worst. So that's how you create naturally, like in natural selection, the monster, mutation by mutation, the monster of woke capital was created. It was the things that repel the poor people the most, one by one, stacked one after another, multiplied, becoming like a giant cancer, like until the point where only rich people can tolerate it and poor people can't stand it. And that is the best way of selling products to rich people. The most efficient way of knowing where to advertise. So it organizes advertising better. You have programs just for the poor, and you sell poor stuff to them, which is very specific stuff. And then most products are random, unnecessary garbage that you really just want to advertise for rich people because poor people have better things to do than spending their money on it. So I think that's another factor that really makes a difference here. If you're gonna sell like toilet paper, then yeah, everywhere is fine. But most of the things are unnecessary. So you just want rich people watching the show. So this is the propaganda model which was used in the old days, applied to what's happening now by me with my bias, and but I really think it is at least somewhat faithful to his ideas. I've seen Noam Chomsky say, like with my own eyes, I saw him say that he sometimes vote Republican. I don't think he does it anymore, but I remember him saying it when he was younger. I didn't vote Republican. I'm not even American, so don't. It doesn't matter. Don't. Just relax. And well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next. Remember to leave a like, please, if you watched this far, especially. Well, if you watched it this far, you're already done enough. You don't have to leave a like. So let this message travel in time and reach the people who are not watching enough of this yet. Goodbye. See you next week, at least.